How's it going, YouTube and wrestling fans? It is Kyle here with my Raw review from October 22nd, 2012. We would kick off Raw with Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara, the high-flying action team, versus Team Rhodes Scholars. Now, this matchup was pretty slow. It got a little slow at the beginning, and then it turned a little fast-paced, and actually, Rey Mysterio ended up 619ing both Rhodes and Sandow. Sin Cara was just standing there basically the whole match. He didn't get a lot of action. Rey Mysterio goes for the pin, and then Sandow sacrifices himself and saves the 3 count from Rhodes getting pinned. Turns into a crossroads. Rhodes and Sandow pick up the win. Team Rhodes Scholars is advancing to face Team Hell No at Hell in a Cell. The next matchup would be the new Intercontinental Champion Kofi Kingston versus Michael McGillicuddy. It was a very boring matchup. McGillicuddy actually dominated the whole matchup, and it randomly turned into Trouble in Paradise. Probably Kofi's only one good move. McGillicuddy gets the loss, and Kofi picks up the win. 2.5 out of 5 stars in my opinion. It was not good. It was short, and McGillicuddy deserved the win in my opinion. And then John Cena had an old talking segment with Punk. You basically probably know how that goes. It was basically a time filler. Then we had the United States Champion Antonio Cesaro versus Justin Gabriel. It was a pretty decent matchup. I was expecting Cesaro to actually win this by a lot, basically be a squash match. But Justin Gabriel picked up the victory on the 450 splash. Maybe this could be a sign of things to come, a future feud, or maybe a future matchup at Hell in a Cell. We will see. I will give it a 2.5 out of 5 stars just because on the length of the match, it wasn't that long. The next segment would be McMahon and AJ in the ring. Basically, AJ is not the GM anymore, and Vicky Guerrero is the managing supervisor, not the interim general manager, but the managing supervisor of Monday Night Raw, and she announces the main event of Sheamus versus CM Punk, a champion versus champion matchup. I'll give that segment 3.5 out of 5 stars. Next, we would have a Ryback versus Miz matchup. The number 1 contender for the WWE Championship has no problem defeating The Miz. Basically, another squash match. All in all, I'll give this match a 3 out of 5 stars just because it's your typical Ryback match and there wasn't really much competition from his opponent. And then we got 2 of my favorite superstars, Daniel Bryan facing off against Dolph Ziggler. Now, this is the kind of matchup I want to see. Fans were chanting, "This is awesome." I feel like these 2 are going to be huge in the WWE someday. There was a lot of good moves going on, high-flying action, flying out of the ring. It was a great match, but actually Ziggler picked up the win on a zigzag off a cane distraction, and Ziggler picks up the win. Mr. Money in the Bank defeats Goatface Daniel Bryan, and I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars just because it was a great wrestling matchup with 2 future studs. And then our next matchup would be Big Show versus Kane. 2 future Hall of Famers in my opinion, but it was definitely not a Hall of Fame type caliber match. It was very boring. I did not like it whatsoever. 2 out of 5 stars. Rhodes Scholars ended up distracting Kane and turns into an WMD from the Big Show. And then after the match, Rhodes Scholars attacks Daniel Bryan and Kane, trying to make a statement, trying to become the new tag team champions, which I would like to see personally. Next, we would see AJ and John Cena talking in the back. We would find out that the whole reason for AJ being fired was that there was allegations that AJ was in a relationship with John Cena. Now, we all know that probably is not true, but who knows what's going on with the WWE nowadays. Maybe this is true, and maybe this could lead to something. I don't know what it could lead to, but we will find out. Then there was a matchup with the former WWE Champion Alberto Del Rio facing off against the former United States Champion and the Internet Champion Zack Ryder. Your typical jobber matchup. Alberto Del Rio defeats Zack Ryder with a cross arm breaker off the Miss Broski boot. And then after Del Rio's going to make a statement towards Orton and put Ryder back into the cross arm breaker and actually does harm to Ryder. I don't think he's hurt, but he actually hurt a little bit Ryder's arm. Del Rio's trying to make a statement. He's mocking Randy Orton after the match, continuing this feud that we will see that matchup at Hell in a Cell. And then this would lead into the largest lumberjack matchup in Monday Night Raw history. Sheamus, the World Heavyweight Champion, taking on the WWE Champion CM Punk. All in all, it wasn't that great of a match in my opinion. CM Punk did a lot of taunting, of course, like he always does, but he pretty much dominated the first half of the match. JR kept saying that these were the two biggest superstars in WWE today. I beg to differ with that. That would be John Cena and CM Punk, in my opinion. But hey, what is he gonna say? They're both major championship holders. It was kind of a blah match. Like I said, the crowd wasn't really into it. It was very quiet. And then towards the end, Cesaro and Mahal try to distract Sheamus from picking up the victory, and Sheamus bro kicks both of them. But that ends up distracting Sheamus as CM Punk dodges a Sheamus clothesline, but Big Show was on the corner of the ropes. WMD's Sheamus, and then CM Punk picks up the cover and wins the matchup against Sheamus in the main event on Raw. After that, right after that matchup, Ryback's music clicks in. Ryback comes down to the ring, gonna make a statement to Punk. Once again, attacks him, showing off some new moves, doing some power slams here and there. It was nice to see a new arsenal of moves from Ryback instead of the same olds that we've been seeing, the shell shock and the clothesline. So basically, all in all, I'll give this Raw 5 out of 10 stars. It wasn't, in my opinion, a must-watch, and if you missed it, you really didn't miss that much. It wasn't that entertaining, and I don't like Raws where John Cena's not wrestling, and I feel like the crowd doesn't like Raws where John Cena's not wrestling. The crowd doesn't get into it as much. So, I don't know. Leading into Hell in a Cell, I don't really like this Raw. It's not a good cliffhanger for Hell in a Cell. And I guess, honestly, I'm not going to buy Hell in a Cell. I will go to Hooters to watch it. I do not think I'm going to pay the money to frickin' watch this Hell in a Cell without John Cena in it. Now you're probably saying, oh, John Cena fans saying this. Well, I mean, come on. He's the most controversial superstar in WWE history, and he gets the crowd going either negatively or positively. And, well, I honestly think Punk will win that matchup, and the Hell in a Cell will not be worth the buy rate. Well, that's my Raw review, everybody. Like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.